Alright, welcome back everyone to A Programmer Plays Rusted Moss. In our previous episode, we did some cleanup and then we beat the steer and we got ending A, and it was great. Very happy with ending A. Then we went back to Titania's head and the the four horsemen were there, the four big fairies, and we got a commandment from Titania. Now, the question is, we find a piece of Titania in the next room, so is that the eighth piece, and therefore will something different happen? Or is there an eighth piece somewhere else in the world? A horn, presumably, based on this. So am I about to do a fight for no good reason? Let's find out. So far, everything's the same. He's clubbing us on the back of the head. Alright, so same everything. So actually, we're gonna go back. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that beating the fight has the exact same result, given that the opening dialogue is exactly the same, and the UI, we're missing an antler here. So between those two things, that's enough to convince me that this isn't the way. So put this on, and that, and that. Sure. So, gotta find another piece. It feels like over here is pretty likely, or maybe over here. Let's try over here. I want to just take another look at this. I know that it's a one-way door, but I don't know. Actually, wow. We could have done that at any point. Lab. Do we think that this connects around? Because that looks like the same blue. Alright. Cool. New area. Here we go. Right into it. Alright. Needs to be open from the other side. That's not what I meant to do. Hell yeah. Oh, interesting. We'll have to be careful while we're inside the lab. Yeah, I never got a good look from my cell, but I heard the Coalition kept all their deadliest toys there. Robots are bulletproof, so we won't be able to damage them easily or regain mana that way. When I blew up the lab, the explosion barely slowed those robots down. It was pretty hard to escape. Well, now you have me and the grappling spell Bonnie gave us. It will only be very difficult rather than impossible. Stop falling into spikes, that is. You're the one that drops me. Anyway, we have to be careful. Alright, interesting. So, they're saying explicitly that this is a no shooting area. So my current loadout might be bad. Yeah, it is. So this is not going to help us. Money is probably just not going to happen full stop. And honestly, we don't need it. We've got plenty of money. Alright, so Some enemy bullets turning into flowers seem good. Maybe slower enemy bullets to give us more time to react. Extra Icar time. Boy. We're off to a rough start. Are you something? Alright, healing. Got it. Go ahead and pop this. Does that come back? No. Alright, reminder to self, no contact damage. It's just when they're attacking that I need to worry. You know what I miss most about the lab? You miss this place? One of the scientists would keep this mystery podcast running in between experiments, and now I'll never know what happens next. Or you. Alright. Oh. Not enough. It was a broken save statue? Stone statue is locked behind that barrier. There's a switch somewhere that should disable it. Unfortunate. Pop this. Best place for healing is in the body. Alright, I did not mean to hit E just then, but... Alright. little shocked that I got away with that. Hold up. Very sneaky game. Notes on Subject 1595, Part 1. Subject was transferred to the lab following failed interrogation. Had a bad reaction to electroconvulsive protocol, leading to memory loss. Oh well. I doubt a little Faye thing would have much to tell us anyway. That's worrying. Trying to make it like this kinda has a person's silhouette. Like, I think the implication is that there was a person that's gone, but it's only part of the lab that I've been around. The Coalition kept me here for experiments. After you freed me, you didn't exactly show me around. That would have been much too dangerous. Even when you were disguised as my shadow, Maya had nearly caught us. I guess stealth isn't our strong suit. Sorry you had to come back here. No, I like being here and knowing you destroyed it all. The lab, the experiments, the scientists. I remember feeling panicked when the only thing I could remember was being trapped here and being experimented on. The worst part was wondering what my life was like before. Your memory started to come back? That sounds like a big ol' no. Notes on Subject 1595, Part 2. Preliminary scans of the subject are complete. Readings do not match the other fairies we captured. For now, due to its appearance, we have designated the subject as a puck. This pucking bag. I see what I need to do. Boy, it is brutal that we have to get all the way over there with not saving ever. Also, these guys deal like half my health. Yeah, we are one hit. A part of me is actually tempted to go back just so that we can clear up these like story flags, you know? Pop a heal, or what it will do us. flower thing that we've got going is actually actively working against us. Alright, so healed there. This was your prison. How long were you trapped here for? Hard to say. I wasn't conscious much. Except somebody kept waking me up. Kept tapping on the glass like an aquarium. Well, I think you'd make a very nice pufferfish. And heal again. Oh shit. I never liked this painting. Feels like her eyes are staring into my soul. That's Mary. She was the witch in charge of the lab. I heard she painted these portraits herself. Staff were forbidden to cover them up or take them down. What do you think her witch power is? Laser eyes? It's rude to speak about someone who is here. Ah! So I will take that to mean she can project herself into her paintings? Trying to gather them all up so that they all close together. The barrier should be down now. Ugh, what a pain. I hope there won't be more of those things. Got some bad news for you. Seriously? Why are we back here again? Let's just focus on Seer's mission. There's nothing for us here. You never know. It might be worth checking out. I hate how stubborn you are. Alright, so from here, we just need to head down. Trying to keep an eye out for traps and shit. Ooh. Good jump. Notes on subject 1595 part 3. Dumped the Ichor extraction process. Subject's Ichor was purer grade than any we had seen before. It's almost like, no, it can't be. Finish your thought. Notes on subject 1595 part 4. Upon further investigation, I have determined that the source of the Ichor is not the subject's own magic. No, this puck is under a curse more powerful than we have ever seen. What are you looking at? Nothing. Ah, okay. Where was that save point? Was it just over? Ding. Yeah. Oh man, and it's broken still. So the question now is, do I risk trying to backtrack to get back to here, or do we keep going? Why are we back here? This is the heart of the Coalition. We might be able to scavenge something useful. And maybe there are other Fae here that we can rescue. Remember our mission. We need to give the pieces to the Seer for Titania's return. We can't get distracted. Oh, that's a pretty lengthy sequence for us to, like, you know, be not able to do stuff for him. Wow, look at this. The broken statue behind it. Hey, E. What do you want? Found a cool sword at the dig site. On my way. Don't touch anything. I'm touching it. Fae have been documented to be skilled craftsmen. It is unheard of for some poor shoemaker, leaving milk out and being blessed with brownies and pixies helping him with his craft, creating some of the most elegant footwear. However, there are some crafts unknown to Fae kind, such as the making of pastries. It said that the court of King Avon awoke to a day of mayhem and confusion when he found his entire pastry staff spirited away by a mischievous Fae, never to be heard from again. Olaf was a faithful husband. One day he was riding his horse through the woods and saw Fae maidens dancing in a circle, beckoning to him. One of them asked him to dance with her. Olaf, being an upstanding husband, refused. Enraged, the Fae dancer shot Olaf with an elven arrow. Though he made his way back home, he dies in his beloved's arms. Interesting that they switched to present tense there. Oh, tree with bands on it. I think that the lore tablets there counted as a secret, because weren't we... Gosh, I just butchering my own words here. Weren't we glowing green when we walked in? That's inauspicious. Podcasts were right. Culprit always returns to the scene of the crime. No spoilers! Boom. We are basically dead, so I'm going to tactically retreat. I'm not going to tactically retreat. Whew. That's fine. That's less fine. Gosh dang itself. How's it going? You know, I don't remember you being quite so cheery in person. Leading the coalition is a messy business. We have to do awful things to survive. I'm part of Mary that she locked away so that she could do what she needed to. Alright. Alright, we, again, hurting pretty badly, so... Ooh. Fish and sharks. Alright, Fae Silver, noted. Boy, we're really getting in here. Again with the, like, I guess this is part of, like, how they're, like, modulating difficulty. By depriving the player of save points, they're able to make the game harder. Trying to see if this will, like, kill him, you know? I don't think it will, but also I think it doesn't super matter. Okay, well, that'll make your life easier. Alright, that's fish block. I think we need to come around for that. So let's... see if we can't get to a save point. Boy, I am nervous. Son of a bitch. That's so far back. Cool. All right. I'll rerun that content off camera, I guess. I'll see you guys in a bit. Whew. All right, made it back. Closer than I'd like. Yeah, the trick, as far as I can tell, is basically to let them basically get up on you before you start jumping. Not like that though. That was a terrible example. Alright, so all humans are evil. It comes naturally to them. Even a parent will betray their own child if it benefits them. Family means nothing. You starve a dog and put it in a cage, and it bites you. Would you call the dog evil? Of course not. Dogs are the best. If you don't judge a caged dog, you shouldn't judge a human. That's an interesting stance. Right, we're getting multiple ways to get through the same spots, which I am intrigued by. I don't think there's anything we can do about this at the moment. Happy birthday, Fern. Got tremendously lucky just then. So that's presumably something that Maya had done. Trinket found, rusted coin. More money drops, alright. Classic. Okay. Way easy. Okay, so killing that one enemy was not enough to open this door. Not permadead, are they? Maybe they are. Okay. I'm assuming that the skull on that is we need to open a different door at some point. Come on, buddy. Does that count as killing you? Don't know. Kind of doubt it. No, like I don't see how you even could kill that one, so. Right, so those are all fish style. I never... I guess when I did this run back, I didn't stick my head in here. That's on me. The flower projectiles thing is interesting the way that it seems like it triggers on those enemies more. Or not enemies, those hazards, the turrets. I don't know that it does, it just, that's the vibe. We need to go down there, but before we do, let's go ahead and get a a little save action going on in here so that, you know, lock those bits of progress in. There we go. I meant to do that. Yeah, it's basically like when you hear the of it, like, attacking, that's when you jump. If I'd been kidnapped as a child, I doubt I would have recovered from the easy doldrums and sleepiness of life in Elfhame. Adjusting back to being human again was the hard part. Imagine exhausted in bed, surrounded by plush pillows, warm covers while a flurry of snow falls thickly outside. So early in the morning that the sun is just a sliver of light on the horizon. There's a fire crackling heartily, and a snoozing cat lies by your feet. Shaking off Elfhame's influences like getting up from that warm bed and having to do something like pay your taxes, shovel snow off the runway. Next time you tell me it is easy, try to get up from that warm, comfortable bed. I don't understand why anybody would want to wake up when they could just sleep the day away. Why would someone want to get up from that bed? Right? Do I see? I see. Hop again, just because. Help, somebody. This lab should be deserted after I blew it up. Everyone should have evacuated. The sound was coming from over there. And it's almost certainly a trap, right? Need directions? Are you lost? This is my home. I know where I'm going. I wouldn't mind a hint. Fuck! Hold on, actually, before we do that. Oh, no. Okay. Go. Nice little save. And this open, though I don't really see the point in doing that since I could have gone over here. Making headway. We're untangling it. Let's find out what's going on down here. I assume a boss fight. All this traveling around is very boring. So fighting robots and witches isn't entertainment enough for you? I mean, I just have to entertain myself by dropping you in spike pits. Don't you dare. Okay, to be honest, I do that to myself enough times. Why is this spell so hard to use? Eli the deserter. She looks hurt. They weren't the gentlest in bringing me in. Why are you here? After the explosion in the lab, I left the Coalition. I thought no one would come looking. Guess I was wrong. I got caught and they were rebuilding the lab. Guess the explosion didn't do the job. Sorry, Puck. I wanted to destroy the place that made you like this. Well, they stopped rebuilding. Your explosion destroyed some defenses, and I heard the guard saying a Fey creature got in. They left me behind, though. You let me out. I hear Fey creatures like bargains. How about this? You let me out and I'll tell you a secret. Alright, how do we help you? The lab is in lockdown. Blowing up the power sources will unlock my cell. Other locks will open too, so you can raid this place if you want. Alright, so. Yeah. Just need to continue blowing up stuff from over here. Two out of 3. Not too shabby. There's number 3 right there. Hold up. It's that there's 2 ways down. Not so convinced that that's actually the case. Right. Definitely wasn't the correct way to do that, but you know. Alright, Face Silver. I think that there's an ability that I... There we go. Not an ability, just have to get good. That does actually, like, that's a great way of teaching, like, hey, the charge jump is also sensitive to how long you hold the button. Ah, okay. For some reason I thought those were targets, and I was like, oh, sure. Need to shoot those a few times. So, come on. There. This feels like a something. It. Okay. That is fine. That's 3 things, right? Yeah, alright. So, I mean, it feels pretty likely that we're going into a boss fight, but on the chance that we don't need guns for this fight... Alright, this feels familiar. There we go. Alright, so there's a spot here. Was it here? Maybe it's here. one of these spots, I think it's here, that I think we can get through, and I just wasn't taking advantage of the elasticity of the grapple sufficiently. This is a much longer stretch of like dropping down and not getting hurt. I'm assuming we're gonna have to like sprint our way out of here later. I was convinced Alder magic was the key to winning this war. I just wanted to find it and study it. To be able to actually fight an Alder when I was armed with the power of another, I was thrilled. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted, though. I'll be honest, I'm not really familiar with what Alders are. I've heard the term Alderman, but that's like a chief, I thought. Wow, what is that? I'd rather not think about it. I spent a lot of time in these areas. Never forget that noise. Is it an isolation tank? Okay. Spirella. Blessings upon thee, child. The time of Fey hath come, and bounty for us all. It's a bit early to be celebrating Spirella. Humans still marshal their witches. Burn, child, thou hast always been dour-faced. Pray forgiveness myself for casting such musings aside. The world is full of delights, and mine. It was you, wasn't it? The Unseelie court could never be happy with Titania's rule. You wanted the old ways back. Thou speakest in riddles. Prithee, speak plainly to me in my dotage. Broke Titania, hoping to rule. Is that plain enough for you? Even have a piece of her right on you right now. Hark, the youth leap so nimbly to their judgments. How a mere changeling berates her Alder. Thou wilt suffer for thine disrespect. Oh! Yep, that tracks. Okay. Boy, I am doing terrible. Okay. That's fine. They gave us a spot. We're gonna take advantage. Step the first, more gun. Step the second, longer gun. Step the third, homing. We've still got a bunch of options. Damage over time, and with 7 left. Fully charged. Give that a shot. So we need to kill her supports, is what I'm seeing. Cool. Alright. Yes, but, like, I need to pay way more attention to her. I was mostly focused on trying to attack the supports, and, yeah, that's not gonna cut it. walked into that one. Okay, I have made a terrible tactical error. It's a longer fight than I expected, but I mean, I think we've got the gist of it. Her chasing you around all the time does get annoying. Oof. Nope, nope, nope. Wrong place. I felt like I was safe there. I think we basically got it. I need to make fewer dumb errors. Nope. Several dumb errors in that one. Jesus. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I feel like I lost control of my character there for a second. I assumed that just like my keys got stuck or my fingers decided to be stupid. It happened again. Maybe I'm running out of battery on my board? Gosh dang it. Again, I think we've basically got it. I just need to execute better. See, that hit me right there, and I don't feel like it should have. This is not my idea of executing better, for the record. Wait for one of the to spawn, and he's not. Shit. There we go. Woo! Well fought. That'll make us a worthy fairy. For that, I'll give the rarest of fey gifts, the truth plainly spoken. It was not my doing, nor the unseelie court, that Titania was torn asunder. The piece I wield took from the witch that presided over this cursed domain. But I know it was fairies who betrayed her. Who would do that but Elfhame's former rulers? A pretty riddle, is it not? Sisters can do the most unspeakable things, telling us that it was Seer. There we go, piece of Titania. And perfect time. Oh, The cage is completely destroyed. That isn't good. We don't have to go back to the lab. The Icar refinery is right below us. We can escape there. I don't want to face whatever that cage was holding. Other parts of the lab should be open now. This is our chance to check it out. Who cares? What about our mission? We should just leave. Alright. Whew. The timing of that worked out pretty well. 8 out of 8 pieces for Titania. All the antlers, all the stuff. Narrowing in on our number of trinkets. Very narrowing in on our lore stuff. Yeah, I would say we're in the home stretch. So I'm a little surprised at these rooms right here. I thought for sure that it was going to be like defeat a thing and then need to escape from it, and maybe there will still be an escape thingy, but I do think, since they said like, hey, stuff's probably open now that she's been defeated, I do think tomorrow we'll pop in and explore more of this area. So YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.